11. I sat by her window and listened as she told me everything she'd kept hidden from every camera and every interviewer who'd ever come through that door. Her life, her suffering, every ugly detail. The girl had been born in a coastal city in the South. Her family gave her up at the hospital. They'd wanted a son. She became an orphan, without parents, without anyone. At 9 years old, Gary Shelton adopted her. He brought her north. The cold climate didn't suit her, and she was constantly sick. Gary saw her as a burden, a sickly, useless child, and he began hitting her. When she didn't fight back, he escalated, until it became something worse. He filmed the abuse. He sold the footage. For a while, that income was enough to sustain him. Then he started gambling, and the debts mounted until he couldn't keep up. Someone convinced him to try live streaming, to use her. For a brief time, she thought the attention might save her, that people watching online might see through the lie, that she might find a way to call for help. But the reality was brutal. The more viewers Gary attracted, the worse he treated her. He'd burn her face with cigarettes. With a beauty filter, the marks became proof of her disease progressing. Reporters came, took photos, and left. None of them ever asked how she was really doing. Slowly, her body deteriorated. Each winter, she couldn't move. Gary's cruelty only intensified. She had accepted, on some level, that this was how her life would end, dying under someone else's fist, in an apartment that smelled of mildew and blood. But then Gary told her a reporter was coming. To make her look less severe, he'd finally given her some medication. And I came. I will never forget the words she spoke, or the quiet, flat way she said them, as if she were describing events from a book she'd already finished. Gary abused me, and worse. Every time he got angry, he'd strip me and tie me to a chair, then whip me with a belt. He'd laugh while he filmed it. If I resisted even a little, he'd put his hands around my throat and squeeze. He'd say, "You worthless piece of nothing. If I choked you to death right now, everyone would just think you died from the disease. Miss Ward, if I report him, and he goes to prison and comes back out, will I still be alive?" The tears ran down her face, and suddenly I remembered the purple-black bruising across her neck the first time I'd seen her. Finger-shaped, unmistakable. Gary Shelton was not a human being. I couldn't bear to imagine it. A girl, intermittently paralyzed by illness, unable to receive treatment, subjected to beatings and violation and threats. And no one, not one person who ever walked through that door with a camera, had ever asked the right question. Every word she spoke pressed into my chest like a weight. "No," I said. "If you find the courage to stand up and accuse him, he will face a much harsher punishment. I know this is cruel to ask of you, but taking that step is the only way out of this." Silence fell between us. A long silence. "Okay," she said at last. "I trust you. Call the police." "Before we do that, is there anything else you haven't told me?" She blinked. Her eyes flickered. I reached into my bag and took out the empty syringe. Her face went pale.